Hi guys, welcome to Techno News. This is episode 10, I believe. Remember to hit the thumbs up, to give the video a like, hit the sub button and ring the bell for alerts for new content. And also keep an eye out on twitch.tv/technofish live for live streams from around 10 o'clock UK time PM. Okay. In a follow-up to last week's update with Twitch, it appears not long after I put the video out, they did a complete 180 and reversed a lot of the guidance on the ads and the revenue side of things. They didn't actually update it in the terms of service, but I don't know if that's because it's a legal thing and it takes a bit of time to do, and it's in the process of doing so or what. But they also didn't remove the part around multi-streaming. A lot of the bigger streamers are a bit miffed by these events, and they're threatening again to quit Twitch for other platforms. The main one at the minute being mentioned is Kick. Mr. Beast sent a tweet hinting at a possible appearance on the service, and Ninja actually did sort of not stream on Twitch and do part of his stream on Kick instead, because obviously he does a lot of multi-streaming. He's pretty much on every platform, but because the multi-streaming terms and conditions now include everybody, so nobody can restream whether you're partner, affiliate or not. It just applies for everybody. He had his affiliate and partner revoked so he could multi-stream in the meantime, but since this change he can't do so. So he's decided to sort of either not stream there at all or stream there like part-time and try and cipher off some of his viewers onto other platforms. And as I mentioned, one of the ones he did mention was Kick, and he did stream on that platform. It's all a bit of a strange situation, to be honest. Obviously, a lot of the trolls jumped on this and stated Twitch are just trying to change it because they're not bothered about the people, they're just bothered about the money. Which, in fairness, the platform is probably running at a massive loss anyhow, and Amazon are probably picking up on that and they need to do something about it. There must be other better ways of recouping this, but again, they need to try and work that out for themselves. I mean, like I said, a lot of the trolls jumped on it saying it's hemorrhaging money and it's surely going to die soon and all doom and gloom. And so a lot of them moved to Kick in the meantime as a bit of a safety net, which is a bit of a strange one for me because I'm pretty convinced that Kick as a platform itself must also be hemorrhaging money. It's a bit of a strange one, but to me it just doesn't sit right. A lot of this seems to be overlooked because of the money that's involved with the platform, but a lot of that money is coming from its parent company Stake, which, as you know, is a gambling company. They're basically using the platform as a method to bring people to the site, in my opinion, in the hope that they get involved in the gambling side of things and start putting money into that. In relation to that, the hope people may be drawn to some of the bigger featured streamers on the platform, which if you have a look on the home page, a lot of them tend to be the slots and the gambling with the bigger viewer numbers. They see the people win and try it themselves and think about trying it themselves, not realising the streamers have actually been given the money in the first place by Stake to put into the machines to try and win, to make it look like it's profitable. It's all a bit of a shady business, but each to their own. I mean, I have tried the platform. I might go back at some point, I don't know, but you've just got to try and work out if it's ethics suitable or not, to be fair. It's all a bit of a weird one. Following on from that, I mean, obviously there's been a lot of other news stories breaking around overly sexual content and hate and what have you on Twitch and on other platforms. Again, on Kick it's there, and there seems to be quite a high concentration of hot tub streams again on the front page. Scantily clad individuals popping up on the featured streams, and some of the top personalities and ambassadors of Kick have actually openly posted hate type tweets and other comments on socials, where it just seems to be ignored by the same trolls that kicked up a fuss about all this on Twitch and Trovo and wherever else. Well, it's all a bit of a strange one. I think people just put the blinkers on, see it as a new thing, try it out anyhow. It's all a bit peculiar. I mean, following on from that, I'm still not convinced Kicker showing us the correct viewing numbers and things either. It's all a bit strange. Visited a few streams over the last couple of weeks. I managed to add about 15 viewers to one stream of someone I know, just by tabs up, bro. And see a lot of people claiming high viewers, but it's weird because there's never really any chat. I mean, like Ninja was on there the other day and he had like over 1,000 viewers and his chat was barely moving. It's weird. I don't know, there's just something doesn't sit right. I know there's lurkers, I get there's lurkers, but most of them at least come in, say hello, and then put lurk in the chat or whatever. And then to have that higher percentage of people just not active just doesn't seem to sit right. I don't know. It's a bit of a strange one. I mean, don't get us wrong, I don't agree with a lot of what Twitch has done, or Kick, or in many of the other platforms in the past, to be fair. And I don't really envy the task the people in charge have with those kinds of sites. It just seems like a lose-lose situation to me. You'll never be able to keep everybody happy. And I mean, just look at Glimish. It's in its last 2 weeks now. Again, try and pop over if you can. Support the Pride Month events in the last couple of weeks. But they just seem to be caught between a rock and a hard place. People, because they were doing things different to what certain people wanted, it just sparked a hate campaign, and it's pretty much ran the site into the ground. And it's all a bit of a shame, really, because I did really like the platform, to be honest. But there's enough of that. So yeah, another news. Nick Merckx had his codskin pulled pretty much straight away for a tweet he put out, which offended members of the LGBTQ plus community. It was a bit of a odd one. I think it was more the way he worded it than what his point was that offended people. But it's all a bit of a hoo-ha again. By way of support, Dr. Disrespect's uninstalled code and put a public announcement out saying he won't play it again until Activision apologise. And Tim, the Tapman, also asked for his skin to be removed from the game, which they've honoured. The people who've already bought the skin can use them, but they're no longer on the market to be bought. So it's a bit of a strange thing. Another one, streaming related, Osmond Gold has set up an indie game publisher, or he's part of a conglomerate of other streamers and programmers. And they've set up an indie game publisher with the aim to help create and play test games that are fun to play, but also fun for people to watch. So they're going to have their say and see what's what and try and release games that are effective for both viewers and streamers. The company's called Mad Mushroom, if you want to have a look and see what they're about. And then sort of the last bit of news, a big bit of news, was the Xbox showcase, which happened the other day. There was a lot of games, a lot of them I'm not really that bothered about, to be honest. I can see why a lot of people would be. So I'll mention quite a few, but there's only a handful of them I'm actually concerned about myself, that I'd be willing to look at. So firstly, there was the Fable game. As you can see, Rich Yari featured in the advert running for that. It had a very fairy tale vibe, very tongue-in-cheek, much like the older games were, the English humour, as they put it. I think I played the first one, and I never really played the second or third one so much, but it could be interesting to see how this pans out. I know there's been a lot of call for it, and we shall see how that goes. The next game that we had was the new Star Wars game, Star Wars Outlaws. Looks pretty good fun. It's an open world RPG type game. Basically, you're an outlaw. It looks like it's set, from some of the videos, it looks like it's set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. There was a clip of Han Solo frozen in carbonite, which sort of put that time frame in my mind. Yeah, it seems to be pretty massive world. A lot of homages to the films and the characters and things. It's its own story. Basically, you play an outlaw and you have to go on some sort of mission across the galaxy. And there seems to be lots of star fights. So there was clips of Star Destroyers and stuff happening as well. Be very interesting to see how this goes. Looking out for that one. Next up, there was a game, South of Midnight. It didn't really show much, but the art style and everything sort of had us intrigued. Yeah, like I said, it didn't really give much away, but the setting and the art style looked like the deep south. Guys there playing the blues and things. She's out looking for some critter, and the massive thing turns up behind her, basically. It doesn't show what kind of game it is, essentially, whether it's a third person, first person, and we don't really know. So I'll be keeping my eye on this one and see what this one's all about. Payday 3, got to mention, it was basically just a quick trailer of a bank heist. Looked very clean. Never really got around to playing the others. I might be interested in that one. The next one did sort of grab us a bit as well. Sea of Thieves. There's going to be an add-on, like a new mission, which is based around the Legend of Monkey Island, and it showed images of LeChuck and Guybrush, and it seemed to show a lot of the humour, and it could be good fun. Sea of Thieves was good fun anyhow, and I love Monkey Island, so that could be one to watch. Also, the announced flight sim is going to include like jobs as such, like crop dust and mountain rescue in various aircraft. There was quite a number of them mentioned, to be fair, transporting like other planes and military equipment and stuff like that. I've never really played them. It looks incredible. Graphically, the game itself looks incredible. But they also announced come November, when the new film's released, there's going to be a June tie-in where you can follow one of the gyrocopters from that. Might be worth looking at. I'm not sure. It's all going to be on. A lot of these are going to be on Game Pass from day one as well, which is quite interesting. Keanu Reeves was back, hyping up more Cyberpunk. Hopefully, it gets off to a better start than the original one. It's an add-on to the original game, and it's going to include Idris Elba in this one. Never really looked at the first one. I never played it. So, thoughts, let me know in the comments. A game that did sort of stand out, again, I didn't really give much away in the clip itself, was a game called Still Wakes the Deep. And it looks like a horror type game based on an oil rig. It could give a very alien kind of vibe, being sort of isolated out in the middle of nowhere in very enclosed spaces. Could be good. Not sure what the protagonist actually is, whether it's an alien or just, I don't know, like a ghost or something, or it looks really intriguing, to be fair. That could be fun. Next to get a mention there was a new add-on for Elder Scrolls Online called Necrom. Looks like it's to do with the risen dead, necromancy, things like that. Again, not a game I've played, but I just thought I'd give it a mention. City Skylines 2's coming out. There's a new expansion for Fallout 76 coming out, which I assumed was dead. Atlantic City. Like a Dragon's getting a new game. Never played any of the Yakuza games, but they are meant to be good fun, tongue-in-cheek adventure type things. I'll maybe give the first one a try sometime, to be fair. I know they remade them all, didn't they? Senua's Saga Hellblade 2 got mentioned. Again, didn't play the first one. It had good reviews, and it sounded quite compelling, actually, the way, and it sort of showed that in this trailer. Apparently, you can hear the girl's thoughts or other entities speaking to her, and it's sort of throughout the game you get these voices in your head, and it sounds all a bit eerie. And so I know it's got a good following, so that should do well. Another game that sort of stood out, which again didn't really give much away, was Clockwork Revolution. It looked very much like BioShock to me. I thought it was a BioShock game, to be fair, when I saw it. Very steampunk. Was it BioShock Infinite or Infinity or something? The last one. It looked very like this. So that's sort of what gave us the impression it was that kind of game. But not sure what it's going to be all about. But it could be. Looks like there's sort of time travel elements. I think one of the taglines is you can sort of change the past or whatever. So it could be clever. Looks very good. And maybe I'll get a look. Again, I think that most of these are going to be on Game Pass, so there's a good chance I can play a lot of these anyhow. So we might have a look and see what some of these are about when they come out. There's your steampunk sheriff and your marshal and your Odin. Right. That's enough of that. And obviously it wouldn't be Microsoft conference without a Forza game, so they announced the new Motorsport one, which I'm interested in. I fancied the Motorsport one as opposed to the Forza Horizons. Just something different. I don't know. I didn't mind. I think it was Forza 3 we used to play back in the day. And it was good fun, racing with your mates and stuff. Obviously, there was a big learning curve to it, trying to learn the tracks and the best routes through them and stuff. So I might give that a go, to be honest. It's been a long time since I played a racing game, and that's going to be up there. So we'll certainly have a look at that. Other than that, there was like a lot of cartoony, cel-shaded type games, which didn't really float me boat. There was a mention of a couple of Persona games. I tried one Persona game on the PS Vita, I want to say. I don't think it was the PSP, I think it was the Vita. Persona Golden. I don't know which one that was. Never really got into it. I just kind of get away with the JRPG kind of vibes. I know a lot of people really love them. Fair play to them, but done nothing for me. But there was a mention of quite a number of like Persona type games, and a new title by the team that made the Persona games was mentioned. And the last thing that was mentioned was there's a new Series S coming. It's going to be a black Xbox Series S with an increased hard drive of 1 terabyte. Because there's obviously the 500 gig is a bit crap. So that's going to be on its way out soon as well. And that's about it for the news today, I believe. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments for feedback down below. We very much appreciate it. As I said at the beginning, remember, hit the sub button, ring the bell for alerts, and follow my socials. I'm everywhere. TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, all at Technofish Live. And I shall catch up with you in the next one. Ciao for now.